The business is being run on the basis of these bark ratings. On a daily basis, every creator and every writer is told, oh, okay, it's got a 0.1, well done, guys. 2 days later, it goes on 0.2, and it's like, oh my God, what are you all doing? That kind of pressure.
So tell me this insider thing. So if the rating goes down by 0.1, what are you supposed to do to bring the rating back up? What is the template to bring the rating back up? You put in more soft porn.
No. It depends.
You put in a wedding. You put in a song. What do you do?
It is subjective. Okay, it depends on who the creator is and who the channel person is, because you're the two biggest stakeholders, right? Depends on who you are, what you believe in, what your past experience has been, and how much a creator can hold out. Depends on who's driving it. So it's not a template. It's just survival.
Okay, so tell me what do people have to do to bring up the rating by like a 0.1?
I honestly believe you can do that. Every story has its own crests and its troughs, right? And if you're a creative person from the channel, you will know that. Then you will not lose your patience, right? That's the thing. But I'm not saying there are no such people. There are few in between, but there are. The other thing is that do something. That's why I was saying who the creator is. A strong creator will hold out against the pressure. Okay, and let the story flow organically. Not given to the pressure, not given to panic, not given to any kind of fear. And organic is when your characters are writing for themselves, then that is the story. If you're a smaller producer and you can't hold out against the pressure, you pump what we call pump in steroids, which is kidnapping, death, shadi, party, accident, coma, kidnapping. These are steroids, okay? These are the steroids in our arsenal. So then we start putting it on steroids, which may bump up your rating for a couple of weeks, but then you've shortened the length of your show drastically. Because once, like I always say this, once a woman picks up a gun, there is no going back to putting extra salt in the khana. Because you have made your audience believe that this woman is capable of picking up a gun. Abhi jaake kyun wahan namak dal rahi ho? Matlab, next it's the escalation. So organic storytelling, it requires all stakeholders to be patient. There are times when, in this industry, we have a saying कि हर शो अपनी किस्मत लेके आता है. तो वो किस्मत भी बहुत बड़ी बात है, क्योंकि मतलब आप अनलाइक धड़कन जो आप एक बार बना के छोड़ दिए, बाकी शोज जो होते हैं मतलब आप लगे रहते हो हर दिन.
And memorable at that. I mean, I just can't. I mean, the entire process of Dhadkan, of course, we'll talk more about that. But before we talk more about Dhadkan, I want to talk about the male character. Mostly the shows that are on television have a male character. There's a template to the male character: brooding, handsome, rich, rude. I mean, the kind of guy you want to throw out of the window. You never want to see again, but then he has a heart of gold. These Darcy-like characters. What is going on with Indian television? Where are they pumping these characters from? They're actually they're the same characters throughout the show. Throughout every show.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to.
I mean, it's like you're bringing them down from Milton Boone, and then you go to Bridgerton and you see, oh gosh, Anthony, same guy.
Yeah, Anthony, Duke, they're all the same guys. Right?
Same guys. It's the same writing.
These are your universal story templates, right? The unattainable,
typical Milton Boone, tall, dark, handsome, with a heart of gold.
The unavailable man, the misunderstood man that the woman will transform. That is a template that has worked for centuries. And yeah, again, not all shows do it. And it's not that only that kind of a hero has been a hit. Like, for example, again, I think there's a slight shift right now in the. I'm talking about Star Plus and Sony, not about ZN Colors, because ZN Colors persist mostly in that template. But like, if you see Anush Kapadia,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a nice guy. If you see the hero in Gum Hai Kisi Ke Pyar Mein, very nice guy. He's a cop, but he's a nice guy. By nice guy, what I mean is,
A nice guy who can't differentiate a good touch from a bad touch. Yes.
yeah. So naive, nice and naive.
Naive. even my 2-year-old niece knows better.
Yeah. Then there was, I think we spoke about this, Dior Bati Hum,
Yeah, you told me about the show.
Yeah. Who was not very educated, but supported and fought for his wife to do her IPS. And
yeah, there is another serial on Z called Meet, where which is really actually well written. Yeah.
No, there is also, I think, Ismore Pe, which is, I think you know about Ismore Pe, where she wants to be an IS officer.
Yes, Akshita's new show. Yes, with Hitesh. Yes.
So there are. It's not that there aren't, and it's not that there haven't been. Like in
but
Star,
few and far between.
Few and far between, because apparently romance requires conflict. Conflict of a man, आदमी होना चाहिए. It's like मैं मर्द. Toxic masculinity is somehow
romanticized.
Yeah, highly. And that has happened for the centuries. I mean, it's nothing. It's changing. Yes, far in between. I think a lot of, not a lot of, I don't know, because even a lot of these younger viewers crush on such men.
Exactly. Exactly. I was telling you in our early, when we were speaking earlier, a couple of days back, I was telling you that when I was working on a dating app, my partner, who actually used to run the relationship column for Elle for maybe 25 odd years, Jean, she actually told me that girls fall for bad guys. So we actually ended up segregating the choices that the girls had from good guys to sporty guys to bad boys, and we ended up getting most likes for bad boys in our pilot. So why do the psychology of why girls like bad boys, and then come and roping it back into your experience when you introduced the character Nikhil Sardesai in Dharkan, and the blowback you got for taking the toxic guy out and putting a nice guy in. Let's talk about that.
So the nice guy was bland, apparently, for most people. But, I think it has there are, I think, two major influences in why women like bad boys. One is, yes, the movies and the stories and everything.
They're
like you're saying, they're highly romanticized, and in fiction, the woman gets the guy and then they live happily ever after. No one knows what happens after that. So you don't see that part of it. So how, in Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, I mean, they hardly knew each other, and then they got onto the train. Now, I don't know how they lived after that.
I would love to explore an after version of that highly crazy toxic guy that she.
Yeah. So the thing is that, fiction leaves it at and they lived happily ever after, starting with fairy tales, So at the age of 3, if you're being told about Cinderella, that's what you hear. I mean, dude, that man couldn't recognize your face, but that's not because fairy tales are cute. Because we have been told that. Right? So, and that is, I think, 50% of the influence comes from fiction of
and a lot of conditioning. I think, again, coming back to why this is a disservice is conditioning. A lot of your viewers have grown up watching toxic men on screen, And
Yes.
and they've seen toxic men convert, and toxic men always get the girl. And all of a sudden, you're putting the toxic men out of the girl's reach.
So that's, and the other thing is, I think, the kind of role models you have in your family when you're growing up influences your choice in a partner hugely. And so if you've grown up seeing a father or a brother, who's respectful towards your mother, then a man who like even the smallest thing you would know to call out as disrespect. But you've not seen that. If you've not seen that, and in India, you don't see it even today. It's like it's only in urban areas that there is some semblance of equality within the home.
Not only equality, but also awareness. But
Awareness, yes.
media has a very important role to play in that awareness. And it's not only by lectures and by reading books that you get the awareness, it's also by what you see around you. How is Indian television ever gonna do that?
I don't think it will.
That's so depressing, by the way, but yes.
I'm just being very realistic because, like, Anupama gave me a lot of hope. Because, and I'll tell you why. I mean, I understand the problems of fake feminism in it. Okay, I'm not going into that, but
it is fake feminism. It is for feminism. Sometimes I feel like tearing my hair apart because I feel like calling it out. On one hand, you're showing a woman who's trying to be feministic. On the other hand, you bringing this. Oh, I have to take care of my family before myself. I have to be this self-sacrificing person. Self-sacrificing people have diseases. Mental health is big issue for self-sacrificing people. If you have the propensity to put everybody else before your own self, then in psychology you are codependent right there.
absolutely.